Tonight we're making a classic Italian entree, chicken Parmesan with a twist. We're taking organic chicken breast, slicing it in half, pounding it flat, and coating it with breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese. Then we'll cook it in olive oil. We'll top it with ricotta, aged white cheddar, and mozzarella cheese, and finish it off in the oven. Then we'll plate it with a homemade tomato sauce and garnish it with fresh basil. It's a taste of Italy in the kitchen tonight. We're making chicken Parmesan with a twist. It's going to be delicious, so stick around and we'll show you how we make it. Chicken Parmesan. Thin sliced chicken breast, seasoned with salt and pepper, dusted with flour and egg wash, and dipped in breadcrumbs and grated Parmesan cheese. Sauteed in extra virgin olive oil and topped with ricotta cheese, fresh grated aged white cheddar and mozzarella cheese, and plated with a homemade tomato sauce and garnished with fresh basil. Our mise en place for tonight's dish is: for the chicken we'll need 3 boneless skinless chicken breasts, salt and pepper, 3 tablespoons of seasoned flour which has cayenne pepper, paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder, 2 eggs, a half a cup of Italian breadcrumbs, a half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 8 ounces of ricotta cheese, 4 ounces of shredded aged white cheddar cheese, 4 ounces of mozzarella cheese, and fresh basil for garnish. And for the sauce, we'll need 2 chopped shallots or 1 yellow onion, 2 cloves of chopped garlic, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of tomato paste, a teaspoon each of salt, pepper, sugar or monk fruit sweetener, crushed red pepper and Italian seasoning, 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes, 4 fresh basil leaves, 4 sprigs of fresh chopped parsley, a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, and 2 ounces of dry white wine. We're using Chardonnay. We'll get our sauce going first. Good sauce takes time to cook, so in a pan add a few tablespoons of olive oil and turn the heat to medium-low. Add in the chopped shallots or yellow onion and saute for about 10 minutes. And the chopped garlic and cook for about a minute. Add in the tomato paste. Now this is optional. If you like your sauce a bit runny, you can leave it out, but the tomato paste helps to thicken the sauce just a bit. Then add in the salt, pepper, sweetener, crushed red pepper, and Italian seasoning. You can adjust the seasonings as you go. If you don't like your sauce to have a kick, you can leave the crushed pepper out. And now for the star of the show, crushed Italian tomatoes. Whole San Marzano tomatoes are the preferred tomatoes of choice, but you have to mash them up with your hands, so we'll use tomatoes that are already crushed. Add in some fresh basil, fresh chopped parsley, red wine vinegar, dry white wine, and give it a stir. Make sure the heat is as low as it will go. We want the sauce to cook low and slow. Another wine option is dry vermouth. This fortified wine has a nutty flavor and goes great with sauces. Cover your sauce and stir every 15 minutes or so for about an hour. Next, we'll get our cheeses ready. The traditional and standard cheese to use is mozzarella, but we wanted to give this dish a bit of a twist, so we'll add ricotta cheese to the recipe. Add in the aged white cheddar, and then the mozzarella cheese. Now we usually like to shred our own cheese, but we had some leftover shredded mozzarella, so we'll use it here. Stir everything together and put the cheese mixture into the refrigerator while we prepare our chicken. In a bowl, combine the breadcrumbs and Parmesan cheese together. Adding Parmesan cheese is another twist to the recipe. Most chicken Parmesan recipes only use breadcrumbs, but sauteed Parmesan cheese gives this dish a really nice flavor. Mix the seasoned flour together. Again, this is another twist because most recipes only use plain flour, but we've got some added flavors in our flour. Beat the 2 eggs and add a few tablespoons of chicken stock if you have it. If you don't have chicken stock, then water will work just fine. Most chicken breasts are very big and thick, so one trick to ensure that your chicken is cooked evenly is to make sure that the chicken breasts are thin. Slice each chicken breast in half and set them onto a plate. Pour some extra virgin olive oil into a large pan and turn the heat to medium-low. Take each chicken breast and dust each side with the flour. Knock off any excess. Then use a brush, if you have one, to paint the egg wash onto the chicken breast. The egg and flour getting mixed together acts like a paste and will help the breadcrumbs to stay on better. Then add the breadcrumbs to both sides and set the breaded chicken breasts onto a plate and repeat the process until you're finished with all of them. And now it's time to cook the chicken. Since the breasts are sliced thin, we don't need to cook them very long. Only 2 minutes on each side is all we'll need. Preheat the oven to 500 degrees and place the chicken breasts onto a sheet pan with parchment paper. Put a large dollop of the cheese mixture on top of each breast. Now the traditional method is to put the sauce on the chicken first, and you can do that if you want to, but the breading will stay crispier if you leave the sauce off for this step. Then place the chicken into the oven for about 6 minutes. This will get the cheese bubbly and melted, and it will continue to cook the chicken too. In a pot of boiling salted water, add in your pasta. Linguine, thin spaghetti, or angel hair go great with this recipe. And now it's time to plate our dish. And there it is, chicken Parmesan with a twist. Thin sliced chicken breast, breaded and sauteed in olive oil and topped with a 3-cheese blend and finished in the oven. Served with thin spaghetti and a homemade tomato sauce made from scratch. It's a taste of Italy in the kitchen tonight. It was delicious. Until next time, bon appetit.